Hello, everyone, and thanks again for joining us here on the Crypto Weather channel. We do have a new uh, item here that we found in the Bitcoin chart that we just wanted to show you real quick. It's called the Halving High Pressure Zone. And basically, the Halving High Pressure Zone is as we move closer towards the halving event, we have increasing downward pressure on the Bitcoin price towards the future halving price line. And then as we move past the halving, move out of the halving event, that downward pressure starts to subside. So we have the opposite effect. We have decreasing downwards pressure, all right, on the Bitcoin price. And so we've drawn this green sort of arc here to show that increasing downwards pressure coming into the halving and the decreasing downwards pressure as we come out of the halving. So, and the reason why this is important is it sort of explains that the anomaly behind, which we discussed in a previous video, um, as far as mini bull markets go. Because if we do have an early start to the bull market in the crypto season, which we actually have in this cycle as well, we are most likely going to get pulled back down towards the future halving price line before we can put in any new time highs, right? So that creates that mini bull market here. And so once we get pulled back down to the future halving price line, depending on how far we come up above this future halving price here, it could drag us back down into a mini bear market. It doesn't necessarily have to be a full-fledged, bear market, but there will be some downwards price action going into the halving if we do come up above the future halving price line. So, and then as we come out of the halving, as you can see, um, you know, or as you will see, we start to move towards the upside because that pressure starts to subside coming out of the halving event. Another option also is, as we also explained in a previous video, we could just skate up above or skate along the bottom of this downwards pressure, this halving high pressure area before coming out, the other side and moving up towards the upside. And so let's take a look at what those scenarios look like. Let's go back to the previous cycle. This is a good example of how because our first option obviously is we come up, we have a mini bull market, right, which actually occurred here in this cycle. We get pulled back down to the future halving price or the jet stream, and then we come out the other side and move towards the upside. And as I said before, the second option would be just to skate along the bottom here, which we obviously in this cycle we took the first option there. The cycle before that, remember, option number one, we come up, we get pulled back down, and we come out the other side and move towards the upside, or, which is what we did in this cycle, we skate along the bottom, and you don't even really see the effects of that downwards pressure there, that high pressure area in that scenario. But as you can see, we really didn't go, too much above that high pressure area there. And then the cycle before that, the first cycle, this one was sort of like a hybrid of those two scenarios. So like I said, the first scenario is we come up, any bull market, we get drugged back down. to the jet stream, and then we shoot out the other side, right, towards the upside, or we skate along the bottom, right? And so, like I said, this is sort of a hybrid because we did have that mini bull market here, but then we came down way early because in theory, you know, this uh, this cone actually extends, way out, right? It's just to show you that as we get closer to the future halving price, uh, that downwards pressure becomes, you know, ex- increasingly greater as we get towards the future halving price. All right. So, or as we get towards the future halving. All right. And so, this green cone is this is, it's actually 1 year, right, in width. So we have 6 months on this side and 6 months on that side, just to really show you where that area is at its, at its strongest. All right. So, um, that's how it played out here, obviously, in the first cycle. So these are the two scenarios going forward here, which as we've said, it looks like we're gonna just skate along the bottom here, but it all depends on the external economic climate um, around Bitcoin. Which path we end up taking here, but it looks like we're just going to skate along the bottom here, and we won't even really even see the effects of this uh, halving high pressure area here, unless towards the end of the year, which is also a very high possibility. We start getting some upwards price momentum, and we shoot up above the future halving price, and then we'll see that sort of gradual decline here. That's also an option as well. So we will keep an eye on the situation and keep you posted. And we're excited to see how this situation plays out. Thanks for watching.